morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday, July 1st, 2020 meeting of the Lake Havasu City Planning and Zoning Commission. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll? I am here.
Lucas Steele.
Here.
Michael Gordon.
Here.
Donald Bergen.
Here.
Dan McGowan.
Here.
Chad Nelson.
Here.
Matthew Mitchell. Susanna Ballard. Here. And Sam Whitting.
Okay, thank you. We have one vacancy today, so Ms. Ballard, would you like to come join us? And minutes of the last meeting. Are there any corrections, additions, deletions, comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I second it.
Okay, I have a motion to approve by Mr. Bergen, a second by Mr. McGowan. Any further discussion? All right, let's go place our votes.
Good morning.
Yeah, you do. He doesn't? Oh, okay. Okay. I did.
Motion passes 7-0.
Motion passes unanimously. Moving along, correspondence and announcements. Mr. Morris.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Need to announce that on the City Council on June 23rd, their last meeting, reappointed members of the Planning Commission and a new alternate member. Reappointed as a regular member were Doug Hardy. Mr. Hardy,
He's not here today.
Okay. And then also reappointed as an alternate was Suzanne Ballard. And then a new alternate was Sam Levin. I believe he may be watching online. He's out the state right now. But congratulations to them on being appointed and reappointed to the Planning Commission.
Welcome to the new members.
That's it. Thank you.
Is that it?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, so let me start by saying this is a public hearing and there's a structured order to this proceeding. The city staff will present each item and there will be time for the commission to ask questions of the staff, and then the applicant will have the opportunity to present their case to the commission. That being done, we will then open the proceeding to the public for their questions and input. I would ask that anyone in the public that wishes to speak limit their trips to the podium and microphone to only one, and keep all comments to less than 5 minutes, and to stay on point and not discuss subject matter that is not pertinent to the decision being considered here today. After public testimony is taken, I will then close the public hearing and bring the motion back to the table for the city staff's recommendation, discussion amongst the commission, and eventually a motion to approve or disapprove. The first item on today's agenda, and I believe it's the only item, is item number ID 20-2419. It is a request for a text amendment to Lake Havasu City Code Title 14 Zoning, which is a development code, section 14.03.03.C.17.c.III, medical marijuana business, to revise the hours of operation to match those of the Arizona Administrative Code, section R-9-17-310. Mr. Morris, your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and appreciate the lengthy introduction. Your position comes with some onerous duties sometimes. So this is a request by the applicant to basically change 2 times in hours of operation for our current medical marijuana business section of the zoning code. The state administrative code has different hours than our current zoning regulation codes have. Our current zoning has, they can't start before 8 a.m. and have to end business by 8 p.m. In the state code, administrative code, it says they can start as early as 7 a.m. and end as late as 10 p.m. So the applicant asked that specifically that it be extended to the 10 p.m. deadline to meet that state code. And staff said, well, if we're extending it to meet the state code at the p.m., why don't we start it at the 7 a.m. per the administrative code? So those are the only 2 changes, and they have to do with the time that the medical marijuana distribution center can be open. It can only be open between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. With that concludes staff presentation. I believe the applicant may want to make a presentation also. Thank you.
Are there any questions by commissioners? Mr. Bergen. Would you go ahead and turn your microphone on there? Does it turn green? Thank you.
Okay, I just have one question. After reading all this material on the item, I just have the question of why isn't this just handling by the city attorney's office instead of coming to us?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Bergen, thank you for the question. This is part of the zoning code or the development code. So any changes to the development code have to be first reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission to make a recommendation to go on to City Council so that they can change it. So it's something that is in our development code, and any changes to the zoning development code requires Planning and Zoning Commission action as a recommendation to go on to City Council. So that's why you're hearing this item.
Any other questions by commissioners? Okay, hearing none. Is the applicant present via Zoom, I presume? Would you like to make a comment? And if so, state your name for the record.
This is Lauren Niehaus with Harvest Health and Recreation.
Okay, any comments or presentation about the matter?
I do. I have a very brief presentation for you all. It would hopefully address any questions that you might have. I will share this really quickly with you. Okay, can you all see that okay?
I think we got it.
Okay, great. Again, Lauren Niehaus with Harvest Health and Recreation. Harvest is an Arizona-based company. We are based in Tempe, Arizona, and we have 15 operating dispensaries throughout the state. I want to thank this commission for enabling me to participate via Zoom. I'm currently located in Colorado, so I'm appreciating all of the technology that you all are willing to share with us. Harvest acquired this location in 2017, and it has since been operating as Harvest of Lake Havasu. Extending the hours of operation will allow for a few things, one being the cohesion with the Arizona Administrative Code, as well as allowing a few additional hours for our employees to have to work and earn wages. And of course, those additional shopping hours will contribute to local revenue via the tax structure that's set up. Let's get through that. This is our current operation. We're at 1691 Industrial Boulevard. Current hours are 8 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. As mentioned in the staff report, we were seeking an extension to match the state at 10 o'clock p.m. If it's the desire of the commission to go to 7 o'clock a.m., that is no problem by us. I would bring it to our retail staff to see if we would actually open at 7 o'clock a.m., knowing that's an option, and I can certainly report back on that. But this would just be a basic text amendment change, changing those operating hours, allowing more patients access to the store. Other major cities in Arizona, I know they're not surrounding cities to like Havasu City, but we have a number of cities that have changed their zoning codes as well to match the state, working through with Mesa, Avondale, Scottsdale, and Casa Grande right now to do the same. So this is a trend that's going on throughout the state to ensure that patients have access to their medicine for those that work a-traditional hours and can't necessarily get there by the 8 o'clock close. So a lot of times I have folks asking about safety with these later hours. As you are probably well aware, the dispensaries are highly regulated by the state in terms of the requirements for security. So we have a well-lit facility, we have cameras inside and out, and it really actually deters crime in the area because of the constant video surveillance. We did check with Lake Havasu City Police, who we work closely with, and we haven't had any incidents in this store other than a couple of false alarm triggers, but no incidents that required police to respond. So that's my basic spiel. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions of the applicant by commissioners? Any at all? Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a public hearing. If there is anybody that wishes to speak on this matter, either pro or con, this is the time to do so. Anybody at all? Nobody here in the audience. Do we have anybody via Zoom? Mr. Morris?
No, I don't have anyone by
Okay.
Zoom. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll bring it back to the table for Mr. Morris's conclusions.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. The Development Review Committee recommends that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation of approval of item number 20-2419, amending Lake Havasu City Code Title 14 Zoning Development Code, Section 140303C17.C.III, Medical Marijuana Business, to revise hours of operation to 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. to match the Arizona Administrative Code. Thank you.
All right, are there any questions of staff? We are now at the table for the commissioners to discuss and or make a motion on this item. Anybody? Mr. Still. Down low. Do we still have to have microphones off in order to, only so many allowed on? Wow, magic touch.
Jeez. First
I
try.
saw you hit that location.
Put an X right there. I move to recommend that the City Council approve item number 20-2419, amending Lake Havasu City Code, Section 14-0303C17.C.III to revise the hours of operation to 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Still. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Gordon. Any further discussion on the item? Hearing none, change your screens and let's go to the vote. You're a nay? Let's.
Motion passes 6-1.
Motion has passed. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you all.
All right, Mr. Morris, I guess at this point we'll go to call to the public. If there's anyone in the audience that wishes to address the commission on any item whatsoever, now is the time. I see nobody in the audience, so we'll bypass that and close that portion. Mr. Morris, future meetings.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Yeah, the regular meeting that's normally scheduled for July 15th has been canceled. We got bumped from our room, actually. So basically, we're going to have a special meeting July 22nd to make up for that meeting, and we do have a number of items scheduled for that July 22nd meeting.
Is that one expected to be a long one?
There are a number of items that could be lengthy, yes.
Okay. All right. I guess that concludes our business. We stand adjourned.